It's UFC 319 Fight Week, my boys. I'm excited as hell for it, so you probably are as well. Your whole bloodline is probably excited for this fight week, and today I'm going to be going over the over and unders of the card. Now, you're looking at me, clearly a kid on the spectrum. You're looking at the title of the video, over and under, all caps. That's kind of threatening. What does that even mean, right? I'm going to be explaining to you how this works. If you guys want this to become a series, I could totally do that. Let me know what you think in the comments, but basically what this is that I've got a bunch of predictions for UFC 319, each with kind of a number next to it, as you see on your screen, like a 1.5 or a 2.5. That's how many times I think that something is going to happen, whether on fight night or maybe the press conference and the build-up or the press conference after, whatever it is. Fight week shenanigans, okay? It could be with knockdowns, it could be with trash talk, it could be literally whatever, okay? But basically, I'm going to say if I think, in my opinion, we're going to be going over or under that number. Now, those of you that are betting men, betting ladies as well, you kind of know the over and unders, how that works. So maybe as I go along, it'll make a bit more sense, but let's just start off with the first one we got here, okay? I think that there's going to be over 2.5 of Joe Rogan saying, how the hell did this guy ever make blank, okay? We have a few fighters on this card that are moving up a weight class, and you know Joe Rogan, who's spitting out the same old shit, the same old shenanigans every time he's on the mic for commentary, and I think that a classic Joe Rogan saying is, how the hell did this guy ever make, it could be 170, 185, 205, whatever the hell it is, okay? But we've all heard Joe Rogan, his little bald chrome dome ass being blown away by how somebody made a weight jump before, okay? You have Khamzat Chimaev, who's getting the middleweight title picture. You already know that Joe Rogan, how the hell did this guy ever make 170? You're in his world now, friend. You have MVP, who's moving up from welterweight to middleweight. I think it's a temporary move, but he's still moving up. You have Brian Battle kicking off the card. He used to be a welterweight. I believe this is a permanent move he's making now up to middleweight. So we have a few fighters on this card that are moving up, and I think with that, and with Rogan button mashing and just spamming the same old shit every time, I think that we're going to get over 2.5 of him saying, how the hell did this guy ever make that weight, okay? Moving on up next to, I think we're going to get under 1.5 of undefeated fighters losing. We have 2 undefeated fighters on the card, and it's in the main event, Khamzat Chimaev 14-0, and we have the co-main event, bruv, the miracle, the new Leon Edwards, bruv, Lerone Murphy. This motherfucker is undefeated at 16-0, the 42-year-old prospect, and my predictions for the main and co-main, as y'all know, I'm going with Dricus in the main event, and Lerone Murphy, bruv. I'm getting chills down my spine even saying his name, and Lerone Murphy, bruv, as the other predictions. So I'm still aware that Khamzat has a very good chance of winning. I'm still aware that Aaron Pico has a very good chance of winning, okay? My point is, I could see Khamzat Chimaev losing his O to Dricus, and I could see Lerone Murphy losing his O to Aaron Pico, but I don't know which one it's going to be, but something tells me that one of these guys is going to lose their undefeated streak, but the other one is going to be able to maintain it, okay? So I think we're going to get under 1.5 of undefeated fighters losing here. Moving on up next to, I believe we're going to be getting under 3.5 Aaron Pico big moments, okay? Here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. I think that Aaron Pico, I don't think he's going to be slow as hell and on the latter end of his career, and he's losing his finishing ability. He's 40 years old, like a Patricio Pitbull. And I also don't think he's going to be extremely cracking under the pressure of the moment, barely throwing any output for most of the fight, no footwork or goddamn head movement in sight for Patchy Mix. So Pitbull and Patchy Mix, they choked in their debuts recently, and I feel like everybody is on the whole fool me once, shame on you, and fool me twice, shame on me type fucking mentality, because I see a lot of people that were picking those guys in the past few fights that are now going with Lerone Murphy, alright? I think that Aaron Pico, though, genuinely, he's not going to be stiff as a board, he's not going to be slow as hell, he is young, there's a lot of improvements, even if he does lose to Lerone Murphy, bruv. I still think that this guy, he's 28 years old, he still has a lot of room to grow, he's a very well-rounded fighter, and I don't think he's going to be nervous under the moment. I don't think he's at the latter end of his career. He's barely cracking his prime, and I think he has a lot to improve, and he's getting a big co-main event spot. He's got power behind his hands, but he knows how to mix it up. I think that Lerone Murphy, it's a winnable fight for him. There's a reason why Pico's the favorite, and because of that, even though myself and a lot of people are going with Murphy and trusting in the skill set gap of the UFC compared to other promotions, I just think that Aaron Pico, he will have a few big moments. Now, I'm saying under 3.5, and what do I define as like a big moment, okay? Aaron Pico, within the first round, he's landed a few fucking takedowns. That's some big fucking moments right there. Or he's cracking Lerone Murphy. He's getting him in the pocket and he's piecing him up, okay? Damn, he's rocking Murphy, or he knocked him down. Those are some big moments. I think that Aaron Pico will ultimately lose the fight. I think he's going to win that first round and then maybe make it like Lerone Murphy's going to take over like a 29-28. But regardless, throughout the fight, I don't think Pico's going to gas out. I don't think he's going to get finished. I think he will have some big moments. I think Lerone Murphy is a prospect who, he is good. He's also a very well-rounded fighter, but and he's worthy of being that UFC level, but I don't think there's anything like crazy that stands out in his skill set to where he's just going to dog walk over fucking Aaron Pico. I think Pico's going to have a few moments here. Under 3.5 is my prediction, but I could see even over 3.5. 3.5. To be honest with you, okay? Moving on up next to, I believe that we're going to be getting over 4.5 questions asked about the Paramount deal at the post-fight presser. Now, this is after the whole event, okay? Whether Drickus or Hamzat is the goddamn champion, and now we're dealing with Baldy Uncle Dana at the post-fight presser, all right? I think that it's going to be a shit ton of questions from the boring-ass media members about how the Paramount deal, how do you feel about it, blah, blah. I don't even know what kind of generic round SpongeBob or NPC kind of shit pops from regular show, whatever kind of NPC bullshit that these motherfuckers spit out. But they're going to be asking Uncle Dana that so many times about the Paramount deal. I think it's going to be over 4.5. We're going to get 20 minutes, Uncle Dana going, yeah, what was the question? What? And then just fucking getting pissed at these guys for asking the same old bullshit. I believe that it's going to be a great event. They're going to ask a lot of questions about the event specifically. We might even get like a UFC 321 fight announcement. People might ask about the Aspinall card, but in general, I feel like that this is something where the media members are chomping at the fucking bit to ask Baldy Uncle Dana about the Paramount deal. So I think that we're going to get over 4.5 questions about it at the post-fight presser. Unfortunately, okay. Moving on up next to, I believe that we're going to be getting under 2.5 unks winning on the card. Now, this is a card that it is a good card. There's a lot of name value here for the most part. But, dude, there's a lot of unks. There are a lot of fighters that are in the 37-year-old plus club, okay? You could even argue that we got the young unks on the rise like the Ro Murphy and Jeff Neal. But ultimately, man, we got some old heads on this card. We have Cannonier here. We have Tim Elliott here. We have King Green. God damn it, Bobby. We got King Green and Diego Ferreira. Both of them are. We got GM3 as well on the card. We got Alexander Hernandez. We got Edson Barboza. Like, there are a lot of unks. Now, I think that most of them are going to come up short, which is why I'm going to be saying under 2.5 unks are winning. But I think that just enough are going to be able to get it done. A few of them I'm actually predicting to get it done. Now, I know that Ferreira versus Green, it's like a Goku versus Frieza. They're just fucking canceling each other out. It's a clash of the titans of the fucking unks. But I mean, seriously, dude, god damn it, Bobby is 38 years old and Diego Ferreira is 40, bro. Jesus Christ. But in general, you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, I predict that under 2.5 unks are going to be winning here at UFC 319. I think that most of them are going to get beat the hell up. I think some of them will have moments. I feel like this is kind of a passing of the torch kind of vibe here. But in general, I think that enough of them, especially in the big old 2025 when we'd be seeing unk after unk winning. I mean, Volk got the belt back. Kamaru Usman's holding down his spot in the top 5. Shit like that. We've seen so many unks take fucking over and really hold down the fort. So I could maybe see that being the case here. But I think that under 2.5 unks are going to be winning on the card, okay? Moving on up next to, I believe, now this is an unfortunate one, but I believe that we're going to get over 1.5 snoozer stinker rounds for Cannonier versus MVP. I like the fight. I dig the matchmaking. I know Cannonier has come out publicly and said he's kind of unhappy with it, said he was declining a little too many fights, and now they gave him this one as maybe like a punishment. I wouldn't maybe look at it that way. I think if Jared Cannonier is able to get this one done, dude, I definitely think it's going to be a good win. It's going to be a great bounce back. I know he's already on a win right now, but you know what I'm saying, okay? It's a nice little 2-fight win streak for the 41-year-old Jared Cannonier, okay? I like the matchmaking. It has potential to be exciting, but dude, I think that at least 2 of the 3 rounds, in my opinion, are going to be boring. Unfortunately, I could see it being kind of spar match kind of vibes. I know that's not what it's actually like. Like, what it actually is that MVP, it's so difficult to figure around the feet. It's so hard to close the distance. It's so hard to get in the pocket with him, figure out the range. Like, he has such good fluidity, head movement, and footwork, and he's also fast as fuck. He's fast as all fuck for welterweight, so I can only imagine that a middleweight, they're gonna think he's even fucking faster, some ultra instinct type shit, okay? But I just think that Jared Cannonier, he has the potential to put on some really fun fights. We've seen that multiple times throughout his career. The past few fights he's been on, Jesus Christ, have been very exciting, but we also know once in a blue moon, he can stink it up. And MVP, I mean, his debut against Kevin Holland was pretty fun, but the fight against Charabola was one of the weaker fights of this year. And then, what was the one before that? Ian Machado motherfucking Gary. That was a dud. That wasn't all his fault, but in general, like, MVP turns these guys into wrestlers. They just make them stick it up in the clinch the whole time, or even if they are just a pure striker, they turn into a wrestler, they just can't figure out the range or get in the pocket, and then they end up just getting pieced up over 3 rounds, where it's just enough to where MVP, he isn't totally racking up a bunch of accumulative damage, he isn't getting a bunch of knockdowns, he isn't rocking you, but he's piecing you up just enough to where he ultimately won the round, and now you're down 2, and now you gotta get back after it, so now you're fucking smudge festing against him. That's what he fucking does. He's very frustrating to deal with on the feet. I just feel like that this fight is going to be a stinker. I feel like most of the main card is going to be banger after banger, but there's something about this one. It's very hit or miss. It could be fight of the night. It could end in a finish, 100%. Both these guys have the potential to bring it and bring fucking excitement. They've shown that time and time again in their career. Jesus Christ, but there's something about this fight, and it's one of these like second fight in the pay-per-view slots, and you know, in the UFC where those are the fights. That's the second man in the relay, where it's either going to be one of the best fights on the card, or it's going to be the stinker. And there's a reason why they didn't have it as the feature fight, but they didn't have it open the card. You know what it is, all right? But they're ranked, so here they are. So I feel like, unfortunately, I think that over 1.5 of the rounds are going to be snoozers for Cannonier versus MVP. Moving on up next to, I think we're going to get over 3.5 upsets on this card. I really do think that a lot of the underdogs are going to win. I'm going to be going with over 3.5 upsets. There's so many good underdogs on this card as well. If you're a betting man, Jesus Christ, you know that there's some really good value on this card. You have Drickus Duplessis sitting at a plus 200. I'm fucking cashing that all day. Lerone goddamn Murphy is a plus 160. I mean, even Jeff Neal, you want to cash on that? He's a plus 210. Jerry Cannonier's a plus 165. Bobby Green's a plus 130. I mean, GM3's a plus 185, man. Jakar Close is a plus 125. Nursultan Ruzaboyev is a plus 140. Like, there are so many guys who have the potential to totally get upset on this card. And there's a reason why there's not a lot of big favorites. I mean, from at least what I'm looking at right now, Chase Hooper is the biggest favorite on the card, and he's only a minus 300. I mean, usually you see, like, especially on pay-per-views, you got at least a Peyton Talbot or a Bo Nickel here and there that are like a minus 700 or some shit. But a lot of the betting odds for this card are very close. It's very hard fights to predict. And if y'all are familiar with the channel and you know me, these are my favorite kinds of cards and my favorite kinds of fights because, dude, the more unpredictable it is, the closer it is, the more you can fucking yap about, the better it is, the more interesting it is. I want the fights that fucking keep me awake at night because I don't know who's gonna fucking win. I'm fucking sitting in anticipation over it. Those are the best kinds of fights, man. So I like that there are a lot of... There's like that smell in the air, man. There's the potential for a lot of upsets on this card, and I think we're going to get at least over 3.5 upsets on the card ultimately, man. Moving on up next to, I think we're going to be getting over 4.5 knockdowns on the whole card. This one's short, it's sweet. Y'all fucking all know what a knockdown is, okay? I think we're going to be getting over 4.5 knockdowns on the whole card, okay? From the first fight of the night to the main event, like, we got some hard-hit motherfuckers. We got Mikhail Oseichek, Alexander Hernandez, we got Edson Barboza, Brian Battle, we got fucking Kaya Sakura, I mean, MVP and Carlos Prates, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Pico, the main event. Like, there are so many guys who definitely can crack here, you know what I'm saying? Some of them hit harder than others. We don't all have, you know, not to sound like Joe Rogan here, but knockout artist after knockout artist. But in general, like, I think that there's just enough to where it might not necessarily be a whole lot of knockouts, but I do think that we're going to be getting over 4.5 knockdowns on the entire card here, okay? Moving on up next. Now, this one is just specifically about the main event here. Over 2.5 takedowns for Khamzat Chimaev. I feel like that's pretty fair. As somebody who's going with Drickus Duplessis, I'm pretty aware that Khamzat Chimaev has a really good chance of landing at least 2 takedowns, especially in the first round alone. Now, the reason why this might not hit, okay, what if Khamzat Chimaev submits Drickus in the first round? What if all it takes is 1 takedown? What if Khamzat gets 2 takedowns down, and all of a sudden, every takedown after that, Drickus Duplessis is made out of steel, and he's untouchable, okay? I sound like John Cena. So, you think you're untouchable, some fucking white shit, bro, but I think that Khamzat Chimaev is going to be, ultimately, he's going to be shooting over 2.5 takedowns. So, like I'm saying, there are a couple things to where maybe Khamzat Chimaev does go under, but ultimately, I think throughout the fight, even though I have Drickus, I think it's going to be of a stretched out fight. I think this fight's going to end in the 3rd or 4th round, whatever the hell. And maybe I'm biased because I'm going with Drickus, and I'm still going with Drickus to win, but I think Khamzat Chimaev will land multiple takedowns throughout the fight. Burns, I mean, Khamzat Chimaev got him down multiple times. Usman, Khamzat Chimaev got him down multiple times. But the fight was still very competitive, and those two guys still were able to take rounds off of Chimaev. Just because Khamzat Chimaev's taking you down over 2.5 times doesn't mean you're just getting ragdoll and you got beat the fuck up and you lost the fight. So, ultimately, I think Chimaev, obviously, we all know he has the fucking grappling advantage. He might even have the fucking just strength advantage overall here. But, and Jesus Christ, like, did y'all see the video of them interacting? It says what I'm looking at right now. The DDP is 6'1", and Khamzat Chimaev is 6'2". It looks like Khamzat Chimaev was a goddamn giant, like Doflamingo looming over Luffy or some shit in that video. So I don't know, man. Very excited for this one. I think that over 2.5 takedowns for Khamzat Chimaev, okay? I guess speaking of which, let's talk about the main event a little more here. I think we're going to be getting over 1.5 evil Drickus Duplessis lines at the presser, okay? The pre-fight presser, it's going to be interesting because I haven't been this excited for a pre-fight presser in a long time, to be honest, because as you know and as I know, they've stunk lately. Like, they've really been able to stink it up because there's barely any trash talk. There's barely any guys that are actually trying to sell the fight on stage. You get a Renato Moicano here and there, but they cancel it out because they don't even ask him any fucking questions. The media members seem to just constantly, like, ignore the people who are actually trying to hype up the fight. Like, in the last one, too, like, Johnson and Zellhuber had genuine beef, and they were chirping back to each other in the build-up and even a little bit at the presser, but they got, like, one question, and then everybody, like, all the media just stopped asking them questions, and it was just the same old bullshit. Like, Dustin, how do you feel? How is this moment for you? Jesus Christ. So, it's been a while since I've been excited for a presser because I just feel like it's the same old shit from the media, and a lot of the fighters on stage aren't really talking a lot of shit. But with Drickus and Khamzat, I mean, Khamzat, you can hear him yap here and there. You can hear him talk some shit. shit. And I mean, Jesus Christ, he's calling out everybody every day of the week. And Dricus du Plessis, we all know, I mean, dude, this guy is, I feel like, one of the best trash talkers in the whole fucking company right now. And he doesn't even try. He's not even trying to be like the villain. He's not even trying to be fucking over the top or someone that he's not. The dude's witty as fuck. The dude has really quick clapbacks. The dude is very fast at fucking making you want to cry, okay? Like, the dude is a fucking Eminem level on the mic here. And I think that it's been very peaceful in the build-up. Like, even Dricus has said that. Like, it's been very, he didn't expect Hamzat to be so chill, but they have a mutual kind of respect going on right now. But Dricus has said that if Hamzat starts shit-talking him, then he's going to immediately just go the fuck off. So, I think that Hamzat Chimaev, all it's going to take is one line from him to say that, I'm coming to kill everybody. I'm going to submit this man in one round. And all of a sudden, like, DDP is going to be fucking going off about him, about how don't get a flu, whatever the fuck, bringing up his family and shit. I don't know what it's going to be from DDP, but the dude is brutal as fucking. I'm like, I think that all it's going to take is one little line from Hamzat Chimaev, and all of a sudden DDP, a switch is going to flip, and he's going to go all of a sudden into shit-talking mode. I think we're going to get over 1.5 of the evil Dricus du Plessis lines, alright? The one where he's talking to Strickland about his fucking dad, the one where he's making Adesanya cry, shit like that, the shit we live for, brother, on the mic, okay? I think we're going to get over 1.5 of the evil Dricus du Plessis lines at the press conference, okay? Moving on up next, I guess speaking of the press conference, I think we're going to get over 4.5 stupid-ass press conference questions. Now, this is kind of up to your own interpretation, I guess, of what defines a stupid-ass press conference question, but you know what I mean. You know what the fuck I'm saying. Like, what does this moment mean to you? Or, Dricus, here you are in Chicago, and this is where Michael Jordan played, and how do you feel to be in the same arena? They've already been asking him this. I've listened to a couple Dricus du Plessis interviews in the build-up for this one, because I love Dricus, and these people are already asking about the Michael Jordan shit, and this is before we even get to the United Center. This is before we even get to the pre-fight press. I already know that, like, I think Chicago's gonna be a great crowd. I think they're gonna be amped up, but these fucking media members, bro, I feel like we're gonna get over 4.5 of stupid-ass or basic-ass press conference questions, okay? To anybody on stage. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm not gonna discriminate, but moving on up next to, I think we're gonna get under 2.5 submissions. There's a couple fighters on this card where I can see a submission here. You got Hamzat Chimaev in the main event, obviously. Tim Elliott, if this motherfucker somehow pulls off some crazy upset, because he does have the grappling advantage, that maybe there's that. GM3 could get some kind of crafty submission. You have Chase fucking Hooper, obviously. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a few fighters here where I could see a few submissions, but I feel like this is primarily a lot of strikers on this card. You got a couple grapplers for sure. A couple submissions are definitely possible, but I'm going to be saying under 2.5 submissions. And even the grapplers that are on this one, I don't necessarily guarantee a submission. I think under 2.5 submissions is the vibe to go here. Let's move on to knockouts. I think we're going to get over 3.5 knockouts, to be honest. Over 3.5 knockouts. We got some solid power punchers on this card. And like I was saying earlier, there's going to be a significant amount of knockdowns, I feel like. So what comes to right after that? You know what I'm saying? The fucking knockout. So I feel like that we're going to be getting over 3.5 knockouts on this card. We got some hard-hitting motherfuckers. We have a lot of stand-and-bang kind of battles on here. And hopefully in the main card, we see Kaya Sakura take the soul out of Tim Elliott in one fucking round, okay? Moving on up next to, I think that we're going to be getting over 1.5 former Bellator or Ryzen fighters winning, okay? Now, obviously, what I mean by this, we got Aaron Pico in the co-main event. That's a Bellator fighter right there. We got MVP, former fucking Bellator fighter, obviously on the main card as well. And we have Kaya Sakura from Ryzen. So those are the three, I believe, on the entire card. The former big bad Bellator and Ryzen fighters. So I think at least 2 of them are going to win. I think over 1.5 of these guys are going to win. I don't know which ones it's going to be. I'm very inclined in my gut and mind and soul that Kaya Sakura is at least going to be one of them. But MVP, I don't know. And Aaron Pico, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're both the favorites. All 3 of these guys are the favorite. That's actually kind of interesting. But I just can't guarantee that all 3 of them are going to win. Someone tells me at least 1 or 2 of these guys might lose here, but I think at least 2 of them will win. I just don't know who that third is going to be that kind of comes up short and lets the underdog take over, you know what I'm saying? So I think over 1.5 of the former Bellator or Ryzen fighters are going to win here, okay? Moving on up next, and the last 2 here are dealing with strictly commentary, unfortunately. I don't know how this happened on accident. I apologize. The last 2 are dealing with commentary here. I think that we're going to be having over 3.5 times where DC and Joe Rogan, they think a submission is in, and then 3 seconds later, it's not, okay? You got DC. Oh, the choke! It's in! He's got it! Oh, never mind. Oh, okay. It's the dumbest shit every time. DC is a former fucking champion, and Joe Rogan, I feel like nowadays I can't stand half the shit he says on the mic, but the dude knows how to fight. The dude is very fucking experienced, okay? He knows his shit, especially on the ground. So when DC and Joe, like, get in these moments where they get so amped up, and I get it because you're live, you're in the heat of the moment, And sometimes even though they're commentators and it's their job, like I get it, you get very caught up in it. Like me as fans, like I could be just sitting with my boys and like I would say that shit or they would say that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're probably the same fucking way. Like a lot of us, you think the sub is in, you might be drunk, you might be high. Okay, we're watching the fight, so you don't really know. But with DC and Joe, it's so fucking funny because this is their job and they're so experienced. DC was such a high level fighter and Joe Rogan's done so much for the fucking game that it's crazy. Like, it's just so funny to me when they think a submission is dead as fully locked in, and then it could be literally like an instant transmission. It's like 2 seconds later and all of a sudden they're just out and they're just baffled by it. So I don't know, man. It's funny as fuck to me. I think we're gonna get over 3.5 times. I said that we're not gonna get too many submissions on this card, but someone tells me that there might be a few attempts and that DC and Joe are going to freak out about it. So over 3.5, okay? And moving on to the last one we got here. Of course, it's got to be a Joe Rogan mannerism. People forget, man. I think we're going to be getting over 4.5 of the Joe Rogan calf kick rants, okay? Like, whatever it may be, people forget, man. Benson Henderson, this guy was the founder of the calf kicks. You already know what it's going to be, okay? I think we're going to be getting over 4.5 of the Joe Rogan calf kick rambles, whatever it may be. And that's ultimately going to be it here for this video, man. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your best over and unders of the card are, man. Let me know if you guys want me to make this a series. I can't really tell if I'm just doing this as like a one-off for this video, specifically for this pay-per-view. If you guys like this, I'll definitely do a fucking more. Let me know what you think in the comments below, though. And again, let me know your best over and unders for the card. So I appreciate you all a lot, man. Thank you genuinely so very much for giving me your time and attention. I genuinely, endlessly appreciate it. Just you making it this far in the video. Whether you're subscribed or not subscribed, you know, fuck it. It is what it is, brother. All right, so I appreciate you so very much, man. Thank you so very much. If you want to give this video a like, please motherfucking do. I really appreciate it. Please give it a little like. And if you want to hit subscribe, please motherfucking do. We're at like 1.25K right now. I sound like a fucking robot, but you know what I'm saying. So if you want to subscribe, please do, man. I just appreciate y'all for giving me so much time, and I hope you have a good time watching the fights this weekend, man. It's a really good card, and it's not the best we've ever seen, but I think it's going to be entertaining. I'm from Chicago. I live in Chicago. I was so excited to go to this, and unfortunately, I cannot stomach the money, so it is what it is. So all the smoke here. Hope you guys have a good time watching the fights this weekend, boys, and I will see you all next time.